What's going on, Freak Nation? Kenny Sargent, Crash Gladys from SpeedFreaks, which you see every Monday, noon Eastern on MAVTV. And if you listen to us on the Freak Radio Network, how you doing, man? You see our faces?
What's up?
We wanted to jump on quickly here because there's something going on MAVTV tonight, which starts at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. And
live from Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different kind of March Madness, but madness it is.
I'm liking this. And I don't think we've been doing SpeedFreaks for almost 24 years. And when we started SpeedFreaks, Buddy Antonez was the bomb.com.
In Arenacross.
Tried his hand at Supercross, motocross. Folks said, bro, go indoors and roll in Arenacross. And what does he do? He clicks off 5 championships. And now 20 years later, we're back covering Arenacross again. It's on MAVTV, and it's been absolutely fantastic to watch. And it comes down, Crasher, to one race between Kyle Peters and Ryan Breece. Kyle Peters going for his record-tying 5th championship.
It's insanity that we have this title chase coming down to the very last race because, well, Daytona had 3 rounds, and basically the points went down to 3. And then all of a sudden, both title contenders, Kyle Peters and Ryan Breece, just kind of blew things up in the final round. Peters ended up with a win, but still the points are tight. It's 8 points. That's it that separate number 1 and number 2. Then the fight for 3rd place is only 1 point separating those guys. It's just insanity all around. Battles to watch everywhere. Fights galore from Daytona that will carry over onto the West Coast in Las Vegas. I don't know why people were so upset in Daytona. Yes, there was a lot of sand. Was that just the one main issue of why the track was just whack for everybody? Why? But I can't explain why bikes were blowing up. It's just, yeah, there's so much on the line in this finale. It is going to be massive to watch this. I know y'all got basketball tonight. I get it. But there's a few more rounds of that to go. This is the final round for Arenacross, and a title will be crowned.
There are experts, Jeff Emig, Buddy Antonez, and a number of other individuals that could break this thing down for it tonight. We're not here to do this. We're here to do what a couple of videos that we're going to play intend to do, hype you up for this thing. Also, Kyle Peters was in the Freak Nation back in February, and the fact that this dude is running for a championship, and I'll tell you why when we get to the soundbite from Kyle, is incredible to me. But here's your first hype video from our friends at MAVTV about tonight's championship race from Las Vegas.
Peters versus Breece.
Each one of them want to win so bad.
We came here to leave with a red plate, which we will.
History will be made, and a champion will be crowned.
We'll do whatever it takes to make it there.
One slip and Breece is there.
At Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Pressure, I realize to me, that's what you put in your tires when you keep on going.
Don't miss the Arenacross final round. Live, Friday at 10:30 p.m. on MAVTV.
What did he just say? Pressure's that stuff you put in your tires? No. Pressure's what's sitting on your back right now. You are 8 digits away from Kyle Peters, and you better get a move on.
Yes.
That's what pressure is.
Crasher, you and I had a chance to see Arenacross live. What was that? Was that a month ago?
Jeez. But yeah, I guess it was.
But what it reminded me of when you see Arenacross is that's where I cut my teeth, was motocross and drag racing. And what's one of the reasons I started SpeedFreaks 24 years ago was to highlight those two series. And now look where we are. You take motocross, take the pressure cooker, push in, you got Supercross, and you take more of that pressure cooker into arenas, not baseball and football stadiums, into arenas where you've got maybe 6,000 to 10,000. The pressure cooker that is Arenacross is bananas. And watching this live, which you can see on MAVTV starting tonight, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, you'll be able to, it's palpable of the pressure that's being put on these riders to get through the heat races, the LCQs, into the mains. So much so that Crockett Myers, who we had on prior to him winning a race at a weekend in Daytona, he hadn't done squat. So he benefited from the SpeedFreaks mojo. Crockett Myers goes in there.
He didn't get a win. I wouldn't say he hasn't done squat. Okay. He is 6th in points.
Okay,
come on.
Listen, he got an overall, or no, he got a heat. He got a
main win.
Yeah. Okay, he got a main win. Yes, thank you. he's someone that could factor into this thing tonight. He's been so off and on in the entire year. This young guy is, frankly, is just finding himself. Surprised to be even in the hunt for a top 10, I would imagine.
Not going for the top spot is Isaiah Clark and Kyle Bitterman, but they are the two that are fighting for that third place, basically like a podium on the year.
Right.
And there's extra money that goes with third place. 1 point separates them. Isaiah Clark is 1 point ahead of Kyle Bitterman. Now, factor in that battle with what's going on up front with Kyle Peters and Ryan Breece. And yeah, Clark and Bitterman, and throw in Myers, throw in Renfro, throw in almost anybody out there. There's spoilers that will be had. This is one night to make things happen, one night to go for that championship or that third place, which is the 1 point battle, and spoilers everywhere. How are you going to get around each other in this super tight arena, Orleans Arena in Las Vegas? You got to have friends out there. Mm-hmm. And with all the fights that happened in Daytona, there's nothing but enemies on that track. Nobody's going to be nice to each other on this dirt tonight.
All right. Another hype video, which is awesome, from our friends at the AMA Arenacross, who sent this to us, which you can see on many social media platforms. Crasher was talking about fisticuffs.
Oh, is this a fight one?
Well, come on. Another hype video for you tonight to see Arenacross live on MAVTV.
Ryan Breece, you have won 8 consecutive main events until last Friday night.
1 week ago, this Arenacross championship blew up in more ways than one. So championship contenders Kyle Peters and Ryan Breece did not capitalize on each other's mistakes. It was chaos all the way through.
I didn't show the fisticuffs because I didn't want to get into why these. If you show riders or drivers going at it, you've got to get into the background of how this happened. Let's just leave it at this, Crasher. As you said, in Daytona, there were several times that riders on and off the bikes were throwing blows at other riders.
Well, can we just kind of get it? Ryan Breece was involved in another fisticuffs, as we say, with Marquier. So there's, I think it was, who ran Crockett Myers off the track? Oh, that was Taylor. So there's Taylor and Myers you got to look for. You've got to look for Marquier and Breece. You got to look for Peters and Breece. Wasn't it Isaiah Clark and Renfro? There's a big old fight, sort of more verbal than anything, in the pits of Renfro and Clark. So yeah, there's a lot that you got to keep your eyes on. Anything, like we said, anything can happen.
A couple of other things is, from my understanding, Ryan Breece wasn't intending to run the full series until he went out there and started kicking his butt. And now the guy's running for a championship. Kyle Peters running for his 5th championship, 4-time champion. When we had Kyle on SpeedFreaks back in February, which, by the way, you can see SpeedFreaks Mondays at noon on MAVTV. When we had Kyle Peters on SpeedFreaks, the research that we did on him, I wasn't privy to his injury.
From last,
when he broke his freaking back. This is about 2 minutes of that interview with Kyle Peters talking about that injury. And after you watch this small bit of Kyle Peters, if you're not a fan of this dude, or at least cheering for this guy tonight, then your blood is cold. Kyle Peters joined us earlier here in the Freak Nation, in your 4-time Arenacross champion. Eli Tomac had the issue with his Achilles. He's gone. He's out. Well, he was out, of course, most of last season. You break your freaking neck. I don't give a damn if you're 15 or 50. Don't you just say, screw it, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I broke my damn neck, and I could have lost my life.
Yeah, definitely. This was kind of it changed everything for me. Before, my whole life has been racing, trying to get into Supercross, trying to make it, whatever that may be. But it happened the day after my birthday. I just turned 29, and it really changed everything, just because it was the unsure of kind of what I was going to be able to recover from. The doctor that I had surgery done, he was like, 90% of this injury, the people in this injury are paralyzed from the neck down. So that really scared me, and knowing that how close it kind of was. And initially the whole goal coming back from the injury was to live a normal life, try to be able to do things that I love to do, whether it be snowboard, surf, just go mountain biking, just kind of live a normal life. And as I kind of came along with my recovery, my coach Corey Wharf and I, we were just like, well, I've started feeling better. I was like, oh, well, maybe I could ride again, like just go out and have some fun and nothing too crazy. And then went and did that. And I'm like, oh, well, I feel pretty good. Like maybe I could race again. Like, I don't know how well I'll do, but like, we'll just maybe go out there and just kind of see. And yeah, it was kind of one of those things that got closer to the race time, and I was kind of freaking out, not sure what to do. And my coach Corey Wharf just told me straight up. He goes, as you know in the sport, like you can't dip your toe back in. Like you've got to be all in no matter what, and whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen. And
you break your back. And you're running for a 5th championship in Arenacross, Crasher.
They say anybody in motorsports is of a different breed. And well, yeah, I'd say athletes in general, which Arenacross, Supercross riders absolutely are. Yep, different breed. But look at him. Look at him. He's vying for this title now. He's 8 points up. Can he keep it up throughout all the events tonight? I say it's all in his court. Really the ball, to use a basketball March Madness reference, the ball is in his court. It's on his hardwood. But
it's his
again,
to lose,
anything can happen, though.
He's 8 points up from Breece. It's his to lose.
But like we've seen this year, the middle of the season, I know he went back to the 250 and now he's back on the 450. And that's one of the reasons why he wasn't doing so well mid-season. But still, what if the 450 gets out from under him? Like can happen tonight. So anything is possible. 8 points separate Kyle Peters from Ryan Breece. And then you've got the 3rd place battle with 1 point. Isaiah Clark and Kyle Bitterman, teammates, by the way.
Can't say it enough, Freak Nation. Tonight, 10:30 Eastern, live on MAVTV, comes down to these two dudes running for a championship. Ryan Breece, who has not won an Arenacross championship.
And what happened? Can we just, real quick before we go, can we just dive into what happened? Ryan Breece was on a charge just all throughout February, especially. He was the dominant one. What happened to him in Daytona? I mean, we get 2 relatively new win. I mean, Isaiah Clark isn't a new winner, but Isaiah Clark takes a win. Crockett Myers takes a win. Ryan Breece smokes across the finish line. Is this that pressure that he said is that airy thing you put in tires? No. This pressure is a little different now.
That's why I want the Freak Nation to make sure they tune in tonight to watch Ryan Breece to see if he could unseat Kyle Peters, a guy that was laying flat on his back, didn't know if he was going to be able to walk. Didn't know if he was going to be able to move his limbs at one time. He's going for his 5th championship, again, to tie the great Buddy Antunez, regarded by many people out there that follow Arenacross and, of course, raced in Arenacross as the greatest Arenacross pilot ever. It's always fantastic when Buddy Antunez chimes in with his take on what's going on. I'm sure you'll see it tonight.
Oh, you will for sure see it tonight on MAVTV. Antunez, his history is about to be tied potentially with the man, one of the men calling the race tonight. So that's a whole nother drama line to boot with everything else going on. Now, do you want to see that again, real quick before we go? Do you want to see history made or history tied with 5 championships, or do you want to see a new rider crowned?
If Kyle Peters wasn't lying on his back,
so you're going to the
concerned if he was ever going to be able to move his limbs again, I would lean towards Breece. I like Breece's fortitude is what's going to get him into the championship circle. But I've got it. I'm drawing sides here, but Kyle Peters.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on. History. Again, you can see it on MAVTV. For more information, go to MAVTV.com, where you can watch MAVTV if you don't have it as one of your providers, as part of your providers, and go on and on. But again, go to MAVTV.com to find out how you can watch Arenacross live tonight, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on MAVTV.
And you know what?
Nope.
Show us on your Instagram accounts. Show us that you're watching MAVTV. If you are creative enough, if you are good enough, we just might feature you on the Mav social account. Just saying. Yeah. But show us that you're watching Arenacross tonight. Prove it in your stories. we'll share.
Make sure that you follow MAVTV on Instagram, Twitter, and of course on Facebook. Thank you guys for being a part of this big old thing. We're going to leave you with another hype video. All right, we saw it earlier. 10:30 tonight, Eastern on MAVTV.
Peters versus Breece.
Each one of them want to win so bad.
We came here to leave with a red plate, which we will.
History will be made, and a champion will be crowned.
We'll do whatever it takes to make it there.
One slip and Breece is there.
At Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Pressure, I realize to me, that's what you put in your tires when you keep on going.
Don't miss the Arenacross final round. Live Friday at 10:30 p.m.